La la la. I love it. Woo! Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first podcast. I'm so excited. The Dark Price of the Spotlight Music Industry Edition. For those who don't know me, my name is Tatiana Liary. I'm a Latin artist. I've been singing since I was 11 years old. I sing salsa urbana most of the time, which is a combination of reggaeton with salsa. And if you haven't heard my music, please go to Spotify or any digital platform out there and look me up. I also have my own merch, which I'm wearing right now, but you might not be able to see it. But you can go to TatianaLiary.com and you can follow the links. Next to me, I have the legend, Judah Crombie. What's up, Judah? Why don't you tell us about yourself and what do you do?
Thank you for that very warm welcome. I am
welcome.
a legend. Yes, that's true. In my mind, I'm a legend. My name's Judah. I'm a huge music fan, music enthusiast, music producer as well. I'm just not that well known yet, but I'm working on that. So yeah, happy to be here, and let's get this thing rocking.
Yeah, I'm excited. What about the guy that's also a legend, and he's not in camera because he's afraid of the camera? Just kidding,
please.
not that much.
Oh, please.
All right, we have Illa Noize off camera. Why don't you talk and tell us who you are, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Illa Noize. I'm a music producer, songwriter, audio engineer with my own studio. And my credits are ESPN, Netflix, NBC, HBO, and a lot more.
Wow.
Where's that applause button at?
Why? Like,
Let's hit that applause button. That's impressive, my man.
yeah, like
Thank
make
you,
us
thank you.
feel so little. Like I don't
No.
even care. No, just kidding.
No.
He's been working really hard to be where he's at. So
Yes.
let's put it that way. He sleeps music, eats music. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know. So definitely well deserved all your success.
Thank you,
success.
thank you.
So yeah. So first of all, please subscribe to our channel because this is our first podcast, but we're going to have a lot of other ones that are going to be absolutely awesome. And let's talk about what is the purpose of this podcast. So for us, the purpose of this podcast is to talk about the topics that most artists are afraid to talk about, or maybe just the controversial topics that most artists are not usually talking about. And I think it's very important to address, especially because most of my experience is in the Latin industry. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, my experience as well, but also what's happening out there in the music industry, you know? And our podcast today is going to be sexual harassment in the music industry.
Ooh, that's a tough topic right there.
Yeah, it's super tough, and I'm gonna talk about my experience first. You know, as an independent artist, as a woman, it's so hard to be your own manager, your own booking agent. It's so hard to try to book a deal and basically sell your music to people in person. When they think you're a woman, they right away try to maybe take advantage of that in the sense of, well, you know, those people are kind of like powerful. So when you go to meet with them, some of them want to kind of take advantage of you, you know, just because you're a woman, you know, you're by yourself, you're doing all these, you know, bookings on your own. So it has been kind of hard for me. It's been really, really hard to be an independent artist for sure. And one of my experiences with one of these producers was that, you know, he was like, okay, you have two options, you know, to do your music career. You either have to do it with sex or with money. And I was like, what? Well, first of all, I wouldn't do the first one because I am not willing to do that to succeed. I mean, if there's other people out there that do that, great for them, but it's just not part of who I am, right? So I'm like, and the second one, I don't have that capital like that to make a whole music career like that and pay for it because it is expensive to do, you know, music. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not willing to do any of those, so bye.
And you're
right?
probably not willing to sell your soul, I'm assuming, as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's another topic in another episode that you cannot miss.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, so definitely not. I didn't want to do that. So, you know, it ended there. I also went to a conference one time where I saw these big artists, and in that conference I was able to get the mic and I said, hey, I do salsa urbana, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, I'm going to do a Salsa Urbana album. Why don't you, talk to my manager and let's see if we can have you on the album. And I was like, what? I was so excited. I was like, this is my dream right here. So at the end of the conference, I was like, let me just go and say hi to the manager, introduce myself, show him, my phone number, give it to him and stuff. We did that, exchange numbers and stuff. And that night, I received a text. And he's like, hey, we're going to go party and have some drinks. Do you want to come with? And I was like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't know if that's the way that they do business in the music industry, just partying and doing drinks. But for me, it's kind of like, what if
did it sit,
the drinks
did it give talking? Did it give you a certain type of what was your initial gut instinct telling you at that moment?
Well, first of all, why are you texting me that late? That's my first response,
First
right?
red flag right there.
Red flag,
Yep.
yeah, red flag. Like, why can't you just text me and tell me, let's have some brunch or maybe some coffee and we can talk about how you can be an asset to our album, or maybe we can talk about it in the studio. Let's go in the studio and see what we come up with. That type of conversation I'm okay with. Because I get those sometimes, hey, I would like for you to be in one of my songs. Let's go to the studio and see what we come up with. I love that.
Right.
Because that's professional.
Right.
So when you out of the bat say, hey, let's just have some drinks, let's go party, it's a red flag, you know?
Yes.
And it happens so much to me because I'm a woman, I'm trying to booking everything on my own. Not that I haven't had managers approach me, but I have bad experiences and that's going to be another episode, so do not miss it. But in this episode talking about sexual harassment, I've heard it even happened to men.
Yes.
You don't have to be a woman to be sexual harassed in the music industry, and it's so sad. I mean, have you been sexual harassed?
Plenty of times. No, I'm just kidding. Not,
I don't believe you.
Not
Not
too
in the
many
music
times.
industry.
No, but it does happen to men quite a bit. There's
I've
stuff
heard.
that's out in the news right now. Not to change it too much, but the whole Diddy thing, people can do their own research if they'd like to look into it.
Yes.
Well, tell us about that Diddy thing. So what happened or allegedly happened with that?
This goes back many, many years. Rumors have always been circulating about this, so a lot of people already kind of knew about it, talked about it, but it wasn't like mainstream. But more and more artists are coming out and talking about how he would approach people, and that was kind of like almost like what you were talking about. Like he would approach them like that, come party with me, come out on the yacht, come shopping with me, come do this and that with me. And then behind closed doors, he would
Make advances and stuff.
yeah, he would say, hey, if you want this, you got to do this. So, apparently a lot of artists actually gave into it, and a lot of them did not. And so there's a lot of that coming out now into the light.
I am so glad that's coming out to the light. I think these conversations we need to talk about, because the people are listening and looking at these artists, they have no idea what they're going through or what they've been through in the music industry. And for us upcoming artists, or I can even say I'm upcoming, I've done a lot of music for over the years. Of course, I'm not big enough on that platform, but it's because this type of thing has happened to me and I'm not giving in. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to be who I am.
Thank God that you stuck to that, because you end up trading so much more than what you're getting. And a lot of these artists, I mean, look how bad depression is, even in Hollywood, in the music industry in general.
Yeah, a lot of mental health going on and things like that. So that's a shame, but I'm glad that people are speaking up, and that's exactly why we are doing this podcast. Because I want the artists that are upcoming artists telling us, tell us about their experience, what they're going through and things like that. So talking about that, Jason Derulo had a case as well about sexual harassment as well, and I was so sad because I kind of like the guy and I love their TikTok stuff. Like I used to follow him and see him dancing, and he's a hell of an artist,
Yeah, very likable. Dude's incredibly talented.
Yeah, so I was a little bit sad, but again, allegedly this happened, right? And according to NBC News article, in a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court in 2023, Gibson said that Derulo turned cold after she rejected his sexual advances and repeated invitations to dine and drink alcohol and he eventually dropped her deal altogether. So I guess she was like, no, kind of like me, you know, like we want to make it in the industry because we love what we do. I love performing. I love doing music. I'm not willing to sacrifice morals for that. And this is something that she said that I love that she said. She said in the interview in that November 2021, she said Derulo, she said that she was not willing to go against her own morals to move ahead and be successful.
Good for her.
Yep.
How amazing that is.
I applaud her.
Yeah, me too. You know, because I know there has to be a lot of artists out there that are big for a reason, and it's not. I don't know. There's so many people right now that are out there, so many artists in the Latin industry that I feel like they're not even talented.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't even
100%.
want to go there.
Yeah.
We'll
But-
get into that maybe in another episode, but
I know, but yeah.
but one thing to note, I think that, you know, unfortunately, people with power and position, they do that because some people will say yes, and they'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad. You know, I think we have to kind of come together and say no. You know, have some morals. You know.
I mean,
it's hard.
if you want to, then that's up to you. Because I don't want to, you know, offend
But-
anybody. But the
every
ones that we
person-
don't.
Right. Every person who says yes, that will make that person who offered that, who made those sexual advances, do it more.
Yeah.
That's correct. I definitely
Yeah.
agree with that. And there's been other artists that have spoke up about their sexual harassment. I saw an article that Taylor Swift accused her DJ in 2013 from sexually harassing her. And then Lady Gaga also has been one of the artists that have talked about sexual harassment in the music industry. And I just feel like it happens so much, but nothing gets done. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's my experience. It's the music industry. What can you do? No, they should be kind of like something to stop it. And it was very interesting because I came across this article as well from 2019 where it said musicians face high levels of sexual harassment. This was in 2019, so it's a few years back. And apparently it says many artists are affected by harassment and they end up leaving the industry while the perpetrators face little recrimination, which is what we talk about. I'm actually very surprised that R. Kelly got jail time.
I mean, that's good that he got jail time.
But I'm very surprised. I think he's one of the
That's true.
only people that have had some type of repercussion or, you know,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
I totally understand where you're coming from because there's so many more instances where other well-known musicians or producers or somebody in that world has most definitely committed these atrocious acts on their artists for sure, but they're still there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why he went to jail specifically, it's so hard. There's speculation on that.
Yeah.
But it's very odd.
You know what I think it is? That they all came together and said no more.
Right.
And I think when we come together, we can move mountains. Like we can do so much when we all come together as artists, as people. And I think that's what happened. I mean, one spoke up. The other one was like, you know what, I'm going to talk about what happened too, because obviously his sexual harassment was pretty bizarre. You know, I'm talking about advances, you know, I'm not talking about people touching me or anything like that because we didn't take it to that level, thank God. I don't have that type of experience, but some people have had really bad, deep experiences. And do you remember the Me Too movement?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that? I feel like in Hollywood in 2017, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
One artist I think that was in the Hollywood scene. So a lot of these actresses were like getting up and then, you know, Me Too. And the other one, Me Too and Me Too. And this was so big and I thought they were going somewhere. And
it was huge and it gained a lot of momentum and it probably lasted a good couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, what I think happened is it went to the other extreme where people started kind of like, you know, the whole saying, the boy who cried wolf, where somebody, they're trying to throw shade at somebody because they felt sexually harassed because he asked them on a date and it didn't feel comfortable to the woman, you know.
so there is that, like exaggeration.
Exaggeration.
I
Yeah.
understand.
That started happening a lot. So that kind of took a lot of the, like the
the beliefs of the people that were believing in the movement, maybe. They were
kind of took the support away and the, I guess, the truthfulness of it.
Could be.
It started getting hijacked a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate because it should still be a movement.
Yeah.
It should still be happening. And I think they do need that in the music industry because you didn't really hear about that in the music industry.
Yeah, like there's no... People talk about it. Oh yeah, I was sexual harassed, but you know, it's the music industry. What can you do? And I hate that.
Yes.
I'm like, because every time, again, as a woman and independent artist, like trying to book myself and doing all these things, like I'm my own manager and all this stuff, it's very hard when I approach somebody because I always try to maybe, you know, call these festivals and these other managers and these other booking agents to see if they can help me, you know, do a show and things like that.
Right.
And I'm afraid sometimes to talk to them. You know, I'm afraid because I don't know what they're going to come up with. You know, are you willing to sell? Or, you know, are you willing to give me this or that? And I'm like, man, I just want to sing. I just want to do an amazing show. I have an amazing band that back me up and they're just so good. They play with big artists as well. You know, they have played with many big artists. So my band is amazing.
I haven't seen you guys perform. I will vouch for her that they are amazing, professional, just as good as any other band I've ever seen perform live.
Thank you.
So it actually makes me really sad that people like her are not getting the opportunity that you deserve because you're not playing along with, you're not going along with the charades and playing this game that you shouldn't have to.
Right.
She should be getting her fair shot that she's earned, and something needs to be done about that.
Definitely. So I thank you so much. So yeah, and it's so sad that this keeps happening. So every time I try to reach out, you know, first of all, of course, they don't want to give you the shot because they think you're not going to either do a good job or they're afraid that they're not going to be able to make the place, you know, crowd, you know, make it big, basically. Fill the place. Thank you for that. And I get that, you know, I get that sometimes, but it is scary for us. It is scary for independent artists to try to reach out. It maybe for a man it's a little bit easier, or not really easier, in the fact that they can talk about it. Hey, let's go to business meeting. Let's go and have some coffee. And automatically, if I say that to a guy, they like think that there's something going on, you know. Right. Let's have some coffee, talk about business. Let's talk about how can I be in your show or next week or whatever, to do, you know, a show next week or whatever. And then they're gonna be like, I don't know, maybe she likes me. I don't know, you know, these are the type of thing that happens to me. But I feel like we should start a movement then.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I feel that's the best thing we could do right now.
Like if you're an artist, either upcoming artist or you already established artist, and you want to tell us what your experience have been in the sexual harassment in the music industry, so let us know. I want to hear from you. Either you're a girl, either you're a boy, whatever you consider yourself. Just tell us. Tell us, you know, what experience you've had. I want to hear, because there's no way I'm the only one.
No way at all.
No. And there is no way I'm the only one. So I want to hear from you. Let's do like a hashtag.
Yes.
That you can actually use when you talk about, maybe you can do a reel about it. Hey, I heard about this podcast doing this, you know, about the music industry, talking about sexual harassment, and I want to talk about what happened to me. And talk about it, and you do use hashtag unmute the silenced. I like that.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Right? Hashtag unmute the silenced. So yeah, just tell us what you think. And guys, are you guys been sexual harassed or anything like that? I know you said many times. Illa, what about you?
No, thank God. Nothing like that.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. With how good you look? Are you serious? Come on now. Be honest.
Just tell us the truth.
I just harassed you in the car.
And nobody can
today.
see you, so now they're going to be like, oh, I'm curious to find out who this guy is, because he's behind the scenes and nobody wants to harass him. Maybe he's really bad looking.
Let me be the first. Oh, jeez.
No. He's taken, guys. But yeah, so thank you so much for listening. We're going to start doing all these episodes. The next one you cannot miss, because it's about, tell us what it's about.
I don't know what we're calling this next episode yet. What is it called?
Yeah, that's what I did it. I wanted to put it in the
This is
spot.
the Illuminati one, right?
Yes.
Oh,
so
yes.
why did you say that word?
I-
It's about how, hey,
They're
listen.
spying on us right now.
Yeah, I know. You said that, and now maybe we're going to be banned from YouTube.
Yeah.
So hopefully not. But, if
Yeah,
we're not
thanks.
alive on the next, episode, it's because of that. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, guys, in advance.
No.
That got us killed.
No.
Jeez.
So in the next episode, we're going to talk about the rumors and conspiracy theories surrounding the secret society in the music industry. And this one is so much fun for me. Like, I want to research and dig into what's happening. Is it true? Is it not true? We're not going to talk about it tonight. Today was all about sexual harassment. We want to hear from you, so please subscribe to our channel and listen to our podcast. They're not going to be long at all. We're going to be all about talking about the truth in the music industry, what happens, my experiences, our experiences, and we want to know your experience. So make sure you tune in next time, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
See ya.
Smash that like button.
Let's go.
Woo!
Ooh, I like that.